The one where I actually stick to a TBR for once. Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife and today we are letting my friends themed TBR game decide what 5 books I'm going to put on my sites for May. I did not have a good time with this game in April, to the point where I almost think I need to make some kind of a forfeit for how badly it went. Of the 5 books that I put on my TBR, I read a big fat none of them. So hopefully, with nothing on the calendar for May, I can actually get these 5 books off my TBR. There are some months where I play this game where there are a couple of episodes that will fit into things that are happening in life, such as St. Patrick's Day, Easter, my birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving. But this time we're left in the lap of the gods because I am going to use the spinner wheel for all 5 of the episodes for all 5 of the books I'm going to read. So let's see what the gods decided. First one up was the one with Rachel's Date, where you needed to read a book that had a romantic vibe. And you may be thinking to yourself, Aoife, there is no way that this one tripped you up because this is exactly your bread and butter. It took me ages to find a book that I was actually happy with and a book that I wanted to read and a book that I knew I would be reaching for. That turned out to be The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. This is the first book in the Bridgerton series and I did put this one on my April TBR, and admittedly I listened to the first couple of chapters of this before I went on to other things. I am hopeful that this time it's actually going to stick. I do still know what's coming up in the later 3/4 of this book. I'm going to try and get past it as best as I can, and let's just give this book a go. Next one up was the one with Russ, where you need to read a book that can be compared easily to another book. For this one, I've gone with The Favourites by Lane Fargo, and when I tell you I cannot stop hearing about this book, if I went and lived in a cave, it would burrow its way in under the doors. This is set in the world of competitive figure skating, and it is about 2 competitive figure skaters. I've heard it been compared quite a lot to Daisy Jones and the Six because it's done a lot in the style of an interview or a documentary, and I really enjoyed that storytelling aspect of Daisy Jones and the Six, so I'm hoping that that's going to entice me just as much here. I think this one is going to be best experienced as an audiobook, mainly because it is told in that documentary style, so let's see if I can get my hands on a copy of that. Next one out was The One in Barbados Part 1, where you need to read a book that has an island setting. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be a tropical island. You can set it in Australia, you can set it in Ireland, Iceland, the UK. As long as it is an island, it doesn't matter. For this one, I've gone with My Best Friend's Honeymoon by Meryl Wisner. I've read a couple of their books so far, and when I tell you it's just gotten better and better and better each time, I am so excited to see if that's just going to continue. This is about Ginny and Elsie. Elsie has been engaged to her college boyfriend for about a year and a half and the wedding is coming up, but Ginny has been in love with Elsie since they first laid eyes on her. In the jigs and the reels, Elsie's wedding doesn't go ahead and Ginny decides that to cure Elsie's broken heart, they are going to join her on the honeymoon to the Caribbean. And what happens sends their relationship skyrocketing. I am so ready to see what this book is going to be like. Next one out was the one with the male nanny, where you need to read a book with a character who has a rather unconventional job. For this one, I've gone with Long Story by Vicky Notaro. This is following Tara and Alex. Tara is living in Hollywood and is a hugely successful Hollywood movie star, whereas Alex, her former best friend, is still living in Dublin and working as a podcaster and a writer. Tara and Alex had a pact ages and ages ago where they were never going to date the same man. But Shane has just brought out his autobiography, and in it, he details a relationship with both of the women at separate points in life. What happens is an entire unraveling of all of the secrets that the 2 women have been keeping from one another throughout the course of their entire friendship. And I live for drama. I don't want to be involved in it, but I do need to know 5,000% of what's happening. And this is just going to be cracking that little can of worms open and digging in with a spoon. Finally, for the one with the dollhouse, you need to read a children's book. And for this one, I have gone with Queen Bee by Juno Dawson. This follows the events after the execution of Anne Boleyn, who, spoiler alert, is the one who set up Her Majesty's Royal Coven. I absolutely adored that book. I have got a copy of the other two books that are in the series. I've already got The Shadow Cabinet, and I know that Human Rights is coming out towards the end of this year. I cannot wait to get a little bit more of the lore figured out. Those are all of the books that hopefully I am going to get ticked off by the end of May. Is there a book on this list that you think I should start with, or what book would you fit into one of the prompts that I have got pulled out? If you'd love to leave me a comment, if you can't think of anything you'd like to say, then just leave me an island emoji. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.